Good morning.
No.
Never mind. Sorry, everyone.
I guess.
Okay. Oh.
Are you sore?
No. I'm not.
Okay.
Thank you. It's the... Well, we can't call them the Runaway Five. They are the Tonzora brothers. The Tonzora brothers. Two nights ago.
Monday night?
I don't know. No? Yeah, I don't know. 2 nights ago. So not the last night, but the night before that. This was that Tuesday night.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday night. My little sleep thing, right? Had like 4 million of the little awake parts.
Yeah.
I woke up and I sent a image of that to Haley, and I said, orange is the good color, right? And she said, yep. And I said, I'm winning. Last night, just two little tiny awakes, which felt like bullcrap to me because I was like, I have so vivid memories of like seeing the sides of the pillow 100 times, like flipping back and forth. I also had a wild dream, and you need to know about it.
Okay.
You know, in the pantry right now, we have the bag of strawberry bonbons. Do people know what a strawberry bonbon is? The strawberry hard candy from like 100 years ago.
Okay, those.
It's like the wrapper is
Strawberry.
A strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bag of those in the pantry. Yeah, they're very good. Calling them grandma candies is like completely appropriate because your grandma probably had them. They're the sort of thing that this time, if you want to get a hold of them, you have to go to like a Cracker Barrel. Anyway, I had a dream that was extremely lifelike. That we were sitting on the couch, and Jeff brought the bag over to the couch from the pantry. But he opened it with a drill. So he had a drill, like no explanation, just inexplicably had a drill, and was like, put the drill into the thing, and when he did, the bag started to spin on the drill, and like me, you, and Chaz are on the couch, and none of it felt strange. It was just like, well, yeah, of course that's what you're gonna do. And that was the dream. That was the entire dream. And I can pinpoint exactly why I had that dream. You might be able to as well.
Why?
Or not. Okay, so I just saw Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I spent a little time with Jeff yesterday. Right? Was that yesterday?
No.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. I spent a little time with Jeff. And then we watched Uncle Buck a few nights ago. And there's a scene in Uncle Buck where he opens a door with a drill. And those two things, I think, got put into my brain, along with strawberry bonbons. And that's what made that happen. The candy is in the pantry, so I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah.
If I go in there and get a snack, I see it. I'm just very rarely ever craving a hard candy. So sometimes you get a hard candy.
Oh, see, I like hard candy.
Do you like the strawberry bonbons?
They're fine. They're not what I want ever.
Need a giant pancake served on a snow shovel right now. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
A pure blend of unpredictable flavors. Tiny Eddie's Fudge Wrap Toad Tube Buddies.
Oh.
Toad in a tube.
I think Tube Buddy is the first name that they were going to give Go-Gurt. And they were like, Tube Buddy is also a name for a Chinese finger trap. We got 1,000 bits from Melvin Scout says, good morning and good vibes from Florida. Another breakfast stream means more glucose-based prognostications. It's snack divination.
Well, there is fudge in this.
I mean, looking aside the toad, which is very hard to do, fudge-wrapped Go-Gurt sounds good, I think. I don't know how that would work. Blueberry Bean, hear me out. The toad is the mascot. I like that better. I like that better. Or, you know how they have like for certain kids' drinks, it's like a character and the straw is like in their forehead or worse. Have you seen that? Where it's like a Disney drink and it's like...
Oh, from like a theme park.
Yeah, sometimes a theme park, sometimes not. It's like they're like really expensive cups.
Oh, they're just cups.
They're cups.
Okay.
I think sometimes there's drinks in them. I know I've definitely seen one of like, I don't know, like Buzz Lightyear or something where like the straw just goes straight into the crotch or something, and it's made its rounds online, and people are like, really didn't think that one through, did we? So something, yeah, like that, but it's a toad. Just a toad. The inside of the straw is just lined with fudge. And there's Go-Gurt inside. People either know what I'm talking about or they don't, and I can't help you. If one of the mods find a photo of what we're talking about, feel free to put it in the queue. If you find the really good photo, definitely put it in the queue. I just vaguely remember seeing such a thing. We got 32 months from Barbarian Rex, 61 from Lady K-Hawk, 33 from Aaron the Anime Almanac, 39 months from Star Wars Trekkie, 16 from Secret Fury, 42 from Devoid Art, 65 from The Queen's Thief. There were 5 gift subs from Anise to Luna's Book, Temp Kitsempt, Aprokesh, Cosmic Jackalope, and Minro01. Anise, thank you. 31 months from Brina BX, and 77 months from Armored Frog. That's, I read them. Read the alerts.
Good job.
Playing next, you can see videos. You'll probably see videos of this particular show in a couple weeks. We're recording it live, and shoot, thanks for sticking around.
What?
I'm sorry. There's talking at the end of the song, but I keep it in.
Okay.
He's done. Sorry, were you gonna say something?
You were making a face like you didn't like your coffee.
No, it's fine.
Okay. And then I promptly forgot what I was going to talk about. But the photos in the Q Radio Dread says.
This is probably what you wanted to talk about. Yeah. Man. Nothing gets me more excited than hydration.
I did just order electrolyte powder.
Neat. Do you put it in water?
You do.
So it's like if you want Gatorade, but you don't.
Want less sugar, yeah.
Don't they make like sugar-free Gatorade?
I can't have that.
Oh, because it's...
Yeah.
Oh, so they still make it sweet.
They do.
They don't make, like, unsweet tea Gatorade?
They do, but it tastes nasty. They make unflavored electrolyte powder, and it's like just salty water.
Salty water doesn't sound awful.
See, the problem is I had to research and look at different ones because so many of them use fake sugar. Because I can't do Splenda or Stevia or...
You've tried them all, haven't you?
Yeah. What's the other fake sugars? Sucralose? Can't do it.
Yeah, they all give you headaches.
Yep. And make me nauseous.
That's
Some
not,
of them make me really nauseous.
That's not great. Okay. So, instead you're putting powder...
A different one. I found one that is actual sugar. That is not as sugary as Gatorade. So we're gonna try it.
Okay. When you talk about putting salt and stuff, I'm just like, yeah, salt, yeah, put salt.
Can't do aspartame.
I had salt last night.
As dinner.
Mal had normal dinner, and I was given one giant salt cube. So I just sat there and licked it until I went into a sodium coma.
Congrats on your salination.
It was date night last night, and we tried a taco place. And then after the taco place, Mal was like, I want to get some ice cream. And I said, okay. So we went to an ice cream place. And at the ice cream place, they had many flavors, as ice cream places are wont to do. And one of them was...
Salted honey?
It was sweet honey sea salt.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to try that one. So I had a scoop of that. And Mal was like, can I try yours? And I said, of course. So Mal took a lick of it and went, huh.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you don't like this?
Nope.
And she goes, nope. It tasted like salt.
It really did.
It was like eating sweet salt. Was it more salt than honey?
It was pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely honey. Like, it was sweet, but it was, it was pretty salty.
Vagabond says, but did you like it? See, he sampled it first and then ordered it.
Yeah, I did like it. I did like it. I don't think it was as good as, like, salted caramel, because I've had, salted caramel ice cream. I think that's better. And, like, don't get me wrong, they're pretty similar, but I think salted caramel's better than this. But it was fine. I wouldn't get it, like, a second time. Because I want to try other things. I would, you know what I struggle with is that I grew up and I always really liked vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's not that I didn't like other flavors of things, but I just really, really liked vanilla. Like the when you have really powerful vanilla with the vanilla bean in it, whatever. So we'd go to ice cream places with people, and everyone would be getting like Rocky Road or double twisted tutti frutti, whatever.
Blue Moon.
And I would just be like, no one drank. And I was like, I'll get vanilla, and I would just get vanilla. And everyone was always like, "You just getting vanilla?" But like it was so good. I loved vanilla. But now I'm older. I'm like, well, maybe there's other flavors that I should be trying, because I spent so much of my life eating vanilla. So now I'm eating salt.
Salted vanilla's next.
You know another one I really like, but I always tell myself, I'm like, well, don't get that.
What?
Chocolate. Just like normal chocolate. That's another thing I like, but like I don't get it because I'm like, well, don't get chocolate. You're at the ice cream place. Get a crazy thing. The song adds a lot to this.
I do kind of regret not getting the key lime yesterday.
Did you try it?
I did. And then I thought, I don't know if I want that much of this. And, like, I think I still stand by that, but it was good.
Before we got up to the counter, we can't, no, this is an important story. Before we get up to the counter,
I wanted to try the birthday cake flavor
there's
and
there
see how I felt about it.
We can't
but
see. What?
We got up there and I looked at it, and it was bright blue. Like,
Your favorite color!
yeah, but I didn't want my mouth to be blue. So I decided against it.
Okay. But we were leaving, like, public. We were walking. The date was over. We were only going to be home. You just weren't. You did not want blue.
No, I did not want blue.
Did not want blue. It was funny because, like, we're getting up to the thing, and Mal's like, "I'm gonna try birthday cake," and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And we get up there, and Mal goes, "It's blue. I'm gonna try key lime pie," and I was like, "Just because it's blue?" And she's like,
It
"Absolutely."
was so blue. It wasn't like light blue. It was like
the bright part of your shirt blue.
this blue.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, that's fine. But now I'm like, well, what did it taste like?
Birthday cake.
Anyway, I ate salt. Was it bluer than the Blue Man Group?
Start a poll.
Nothing is bluer than the Blue Man Group. Let me put this out there. This will be relevant to everyone at some point soon. If we're ranking blue things, and we're talking like Blue Man Group, Bluebirds, the sky,
the
ocean, the bluest thing of all of those is definitely the Blue Man Group. So let's just
All
leave
agree
that
on
there.
that now.
We've all agreed. No, it's depression. Depression is not one of the options. This will be important soon. In a few weeks. This will be relevant, I promise. And then someone will remember this conversation and they'll be like, got it. We had 24 months from Brooklyn. That's a 2. But their eyes have white. As we learned during this very important debate amongst our friends, what we were judging was completely different. The parameters were vague
They were.
because it meant something different to different people. It's fine. We get 300 bits from Jay Linebeck. Says, speaking of drinks, found out that due to the recent boom of Japanese convenience stores near me, I can now buy Pocari Sweat 500 milliliter bottles for less than $1 each. Dang. That's good. That's very good. I like Pocari Sweat. I'm guessing that has too much sugar for what you're looking for.
I think so.
Yeah. Man. There might be Japanese convenience stores or something.
They just
around.
opened something by NC State. What was it? It has a bunch of like Japanese Kit Kats and stuff. Like this week.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll...
Pop in there at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would keep some Japanese drinks around. I mean, if they were $1.
I don't know what they are.
But it's hard to say. Like, my experience with Japanese beverages in the U.S. is like finding like bottles of ramen, which have like 6 ounces of liquid in them, and they're like $4.
The few times you find Rainbow Boss coffee and it's like $5 a can.
Yeah, it's some insane
And not
thing.
150 yen.
100 yen.
100 yen. Sometimes, yeah.
Boss coffee should cost 70 cents.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. It's fine. It's totally fine. Ramune is a novelty because you got to do the marble.
You just, yeah.
You do the marble and you're like, yeah, and then you drink it and you're like, yeah, this is fine. Really paying for the marble, I think. And you don't even get to get that marble
Oh,
out
no,
without
you
a
don't.
lot of cutting
Most
yourself
blue.
up. Wow. I feel like I've already influenced this group by starting and being like, Blue Man Group is the most blue. But I also think that people probably just agree in general. Like, blue is in their name. And have you seen them?
They did a Tiny Desk. NPR Tiny Desk.
Missing No Leader says they wear black, though. Yeah, someone brought that up. It was a really big point for someone.
The poll has ended. The winner is Blue Man Group.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this video to come out. Who was it that thought we were all insane? Juliet?
Juliet.
Juliet is like, you have all lost your minds. It's great. I can't wait. Dan also had,
Opinions.
yeah, that were different than everyone else's for, like, different things. So, we'll see. I think in the video I ask people to rank things in the comments. I'm like, please rank these. Please. We need help. So. Anyway, that's like... Niece. Did you play Pole Mine again? Yeah. Yeah. Pole Mine is it's a weird Jackbox game, but it might be one of the best ones because of the conversations it starts. Especially
A lot of our friends really hate it.
They really do not like that game because it does two things. It creates conflict, and not everyone in our group loves conflict. And then the other thing is that it it makes you realize that maybe you're the crazy one. Because you're trying to have these conversations and things might make sense to you, but to everyone else, they're like, well, that doesn't... What? No, we won't do that. Especially because some of the stuff is extremely vague. It's fun. It's fun. I really like it because I like those conversations. I like the insane things, but I also will willingly watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I think that if you watch that, then you're like, yeah, conflict. This is great. Was Thomas didn't
Thomas wasn't there.
Yeah, Thomas wasn't there for that. So, although I would have loved to have known Thomas's thoughts.
On what's the most blue?
Yeah. Thomas probably has
Should I just
unique
text him
opinions.
and ask him what's the most blue? With no options?
What is the most blue anything? Sure.
I don't know if he's up yet.
Yeah, he can see blue. but like when you have certain color blindness, it can affect like the amount of other colors that you see. Like it does affect that a little bit. Yeah, Vagabond says he can't distinguish blue and purple too well. So Thomas would have like certainly unique input on that for sure. I'm almost done with my coffee.
I'm done with mine. Drinking coffee. Good job.
You're doing good.
You're doing so good.
You're doing a good job.
So it's officially summer here in Raleigh. Because it's suffocating outside.
Aw. It's still kind of nice.
It's suffocating. It's really muggy all the time.
Yeah, it's I guess
Chess, it ain't nice. Sorry.
I mean, it's gonna get a lot worse. So I have to go outside and tell myself that it's still okay. Because otherwise, when it gets worse, I'm gonna go, oh no. So, and it's still not great. But the other thing
Current
is...
humidity outside right now is 75%.
Although, how's it in Coos Bay? Listen.
I think they have a high of like 62 today.
If you're going outside and you're running in the soup, then yeah, it's going to be extra
or
soupy.
biking in the soup.
Yeah, y'all are running and biking in the soup. I'm taking a nice evening walk.
That's when it's buggy, though. It's still muggy outside, and then you have mosquitoes.
I have not dealt with any mosquitoes.
It's currently 48 in Coos Bay with a high of 63.
Weather doesn't know about Coos Bay.
Listen, I went for a bike ride Tuesday night, and it was miserable.
I'm sorry.
They're nutritious and delicious. Tiny Eddie Zoops. All burritos.
I have a friend that would really like that one.
I want you to imagine, you've seen the images of where they make the hamster the really tiny burrito, where they have like little needles and they're putting the tiny ingredients and they roll it and they make a tiny burrito. I want you to imagine a cereal box completely full
of mini burritos,
of those tiny mini burritos. That'd be nice. Maybe they'd go bad quick, I'm not sure. That was my coffee.
They might
burp.
be cold, though.
Well, yeah, the box doesn't come hot.
Gross.
Put the box in the microwave. Tiny burritos full of tiny needles. No, needles are too big.
to fit in the size of the burritos.
Yeah, you would see if there was a needle, you would see it, because the burritos are smaller than a normal needle. Like a normal sewing needle, they're less long. It would be fine. Wait 1,000 bits from Spinatrap says, I got diagnosed with ADHD this Tuesday. Tiny Eddie, to celebrate, please. I'm 39. It is never too late to get help. Burritos. Burritos. If you get a diagnosis, that's probably something to I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I'm trying not to say celebrate, But it's the sort of thing that, like, once you finally have an answer,
Yeah.
that you do want to, like, celebrate that you have an answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm like, you could get a burrito for that. Vindicated.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Closure. Because there's been times where I have, you know, wanted to know a thing, and, like, I go and I get an answer to a thing. And it may not be, like, a good answer or
Yeah.
one that I even necessarily want, but it's like, I know the answer. And now I'll get a burrito. Although I'll also just get a burrito for anything. We had tacos last night. I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
We were trying to get tacos that were similar to the ones that we had at
In New York.
Los Tacos #1, whatever, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Those are good tacos.
Taco tacos.
They're really good tacos.
Could come back and have some.
The next time that I am in New York, I will eat those tacos again.
Yeah.
They got it figured out, man. That's those. You put that in your mouth, and you're like, "Oh, that's a taco. That's what a taco is supposed to be." Holy cow! The real cheap tacos that we've been doing on Tuesdays, those are also really good, but they're not the same. Because the really, really good tacos at Los Tacos #1 were the pork and pineapple ones,
Yeah.
and that's not an option. That's not an option at the $1.49 place,
No.
which is a shame.
Chaz, you said the bus place was better?
Chess said the bus place was better and is also cheaper.
Yeah. He says, I thought so.
Yeah, Al Pastor.
I will have
There's
to
a
try the
name
bus
for it.
place.
I tried a few different tacos last night. I had Al Pastor. I had
Less quantity, but better tasting.
carne asada, pollo asada. Mal had a birria taco last night.
Yeah.
The Costco started carrying birria tacos lately, and they're really good.
They are really good.
Like, they are very, very good. But something in them,
Do they use corn tortillas?
no.
No?
And also corn tortillas don't do
Mess
that.
with you? Mm.
It's got to be some sort of, I don't know.
Something in the sauce or the...
Yeah, like garlic onion powder or something or other. I don't know. Something in them is not. We've had them a few times, and every single time that we have them, I am a wreck the next day, and
I'll
I'm
just
like,
have to split them with, like, Chaz and Jeff or something. Or Haley.
they taste really good. Circle Not Squared says you can't have garlic or onion powder. So whenever I was doing the food test,
Diary?
yeah, doing the food diary, the only thing of any consequence that came back the times that I did it was garlic and onion. And I wrote it off at the time because I was like, what the heck, this is broken. And then later I was reading about
Common food problems with...
yeah, like there's specific types of things or whatever. And when I was reading about it, it was like, one of the big things for this thing is garlic and onion, which is real bad because garlic and onion powder will friggin' kill you. Not literally. And I started to connect those dots and was like, oh, wait a minute. That actually makes a lot more sense. Because before, I was like, well, I'm not eating garlic and onions. But then I realized that garlic and onion powder
It's like the
are
base
in
of every season.
they're in everything, and I'm like, oh, So if something is super heavy on garlic or onion powder, I think that contributes to some of my dismay. Yeah. There's a word for it. Now I don't remember what the word is. But if you Google, like, garlic and onion powder makes my tummy scream, you can probably find what the word was. Anyway, it's fine. This never messes me up.
Impress the neighbor's sloth with Tiny Eddie's licorice roasted cheese frosted carrot sticks.
I'm always trying to do that, so thank you, Eddie.
Garlic, onion, corn, not built to be an American. It's not great. We got FODMAP is the word I was looking for. FODMAP. There's types of the FODMAP thingy. There's
Diets?
there's IBS, and then under that there's like FODMAP, and then under that is the types of things.
Okay.
And that's one of the things. Because FODMAP is an acronym and they stand for certain things. And one of those is the...
Ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those acronyms is the thing that is like garlic and onion and the thing. Anyway. Where was I? 1000 Bits from Yami Florence says, recently went to see a nutritionist. Eddie, do you have any products that are high in fiber? Have you considered colon blow? Or maybe licorice roasted cheese frosted carrot seeds. Licorice roasted? Licorice roasted?
Yeah.
What would that smell like?
Licorice.
Oh, okay. Cheese frosted carrot sticks. I don't really like carrot. You know what? The other day, you don't know where I'm going.
No, I don't ever.
But hold on. I was thinking about getting a carrot.
One.
Maybe two.
Okay. And
Just because every time I take a walk, I see so many little bunnies.
so what are you gonna do? Like,
I don't know. I just see them every time I take a walk. Like every time I take a walk, I see no less than like 8 rabbits. What do they actually eat?
like greens.
So I shouldn't get a carrot. I should get
No.
like a leaf.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny ruined everything. I should get a little thing of lettuce and be like, "Hey, buddy, look at this." What I want all of the bunnies to befriend me. So then one day I'll come home and I'll just have these bunnies like riding on my body, and then you'll be really impressed because I befriended all of the rabbits. Anyway, there are a lot of rabbits.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. I see them all the time.
An aphrodisiacal twist on a classic snack. Tiny Eddie's freezer burnt Big Flute Fizzies.
I do love aphrodisiacal being paired up with Big Flute. 1000 Bits from Missing No Leader. I need a low-fat option, Eddie. Can you give me some advice? Freezer burnt Big Flute Fizzies.
If you call it freezer burn and freezer burn it ahead of time, then it's always fine. Like, it won't go bad in the freezer and get freezer burnt if it's already freezer burnt, and that's part of the plan for the item.
Sorry, I know it's early. If I heard you correctly, if something is already freezer burnt,
Yes.
if it's planned to be freezer burnt,
Yeah.
then it's no longer freezer burnt.
Yeah, just make it intentional. Like Basque
You can't-
cheesecake. Be
you-
like, I burnt this cheesecake. Anyway, it's a Basque cheesecake.
Okay. So if something is intentional,
Then no one can complain.
because okay, I understand what you're saying. It's because the act of something being freezer burnt is
Makes it bad.
is an unintentional consequence.
Of
What-
it being in the freezer too long?
Yeah, like freezer burnt is not something that you endeavor to do. It
Yeah.
is an unintentional side effect.
Yeah.
But if you want something freezer burnt, it's no longer unintentional, and freezer burnt can only mean unintentional. Am I complicating this more
Yes.
than is necessary?
Like I said, like, if you cook a steak and you accidentally burn it, you're just like, it's supposed to be. That's how not cheesecake.
That's how cheesecake works!
That's how steak is done in Oregon.
Would you like a slice of cheesecake? Okay. Yeah. And we never even got to fizzies,
No.
which is just that's too far down the freezer hole to try and figure that out. Wait, speaking of our freezer hole, is our
Yeah. He's supposed to come today to look at the freezer.
stuff's getting done?
We had a list of 4 things for our landlord in February. One thing got done then. Another thing got done yesterday.
Yeah. We have a hole in our ceiling.
Now we have a hole in our ceiling. So, like, the one other thing got sort of looked at, maybe, kind of. The other one
Yeah.
might get looked at today.
So, just like a quick recap. When we moved in, the gutters were full.
Of pine needles and leaves and...
Like, the gutters were completely full.
Yeah.
And Mao included this in the list of things when we first moved in. Like, hey,
Move-in condition list.
like, the gutters are full and they need cleaned out.
Yeah.
That was never addressed.
Nope.
And,
I've brought it up since.
It has
A few times.
It's been brought up a few other times, and now there is a leak that is happening in the sunroom. And while it is true that it could be a number of things, it could also be the fact that the gutters have never been cleaned out,
So they don't work.
so they don't work at all. And when Mao brought this up to the repair person, was like, hey, the ceiling is now, there's water spots in the sunroom. And he's like, oh, that's bad. And Mao's like, also, the gutters have never been cleaned out. So,
Above the sunroom is a roof. Not a bathroom. Not anything that could be
It's a roof.
plumbing.
and the repair person was like, it could be the gutters,
But it could also
but it
not.
could also be something else.
And I said, that doesn't change the fact that the gutters are full. And he said,
So,
the gutters need to be cleaned about every 2 years. And I said, and we've lived here for 2 years and they haven't been done.
So anyway, they still haven't done the gutters,
No.
but they did.
Say they were going to get a professional to do it because it's really high up.
They have continually mentioned how scary it is. They have told us that many times. They're like, it's very high, and we're
Yeah.
like,
We know.
like,
Hire a professional.
Very scary, and we're like, yes, yes, okay. Summer Noir says, just do it yourself and take it off your rent. We're not supposed to do that.
No, not according to the lease.
There's stipulations in the lease about it. So instead we have to poke them to make them do it. But there's a hole now.
There is now a hole in our sunroof.
And we were told...
I mean, the ceiling of the sunroom.
Yeah. So we were told, we're like, the guy was like, I will be back in a few days.
To look.
And if it leaks in the meantime, let me know. And we're just like, nothing's going to happen.
No.
Because...
I mean, there's like a possibility of rain this week, maybe. How
we got that in the first bit was there was like a torrential downpour. It was like really, really coming down hard.
Yeah.
So unless we get a really, really bad thunderstorm, we probably won't get anything.
No.
And then like, what is the plan? He's going to come back and be like, weird.
No water.
And then
seal it back up.
And then patch it back up.
And then it's going to leak again when we have another rain.
I don't know. It's not my house, man.
No.
Luna says, "Is this the repair person that the landlord knows?" So actually, no, we have a second in command now.
Yeah.
So the landlord knows the repair person, and this person now sent out a different person.
Yeah.
So this person, I don't even know if they know the landlord, but they know the other person.
Yeah.
So...
I didn't catch this guy's name.
He didn't give it.
No, he did not.
He didn't give it to us. That's why we don't have it. Mm-hmm. But I will say...
He made more sense, like, when he was talking about things.
When
he was explaining about the sink, because he fixed the sink yesterday.
He replaced the sink.
Uh-huh.
And I think he did better than the other guy.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know how good this guy is, but this guy, I was like, I think he might be better than this guy.
Yeah. Like, you remember how he was
The landlord's not real. I still don't believe the landlord's real.
Landlord's real.
Yeah. My favorite story, I know we've told the story before, but my favorite landlord story is definitely from the very, very beginning, when we were like, we had the list of problems.
Yeah.
And they just said, I won't be able to do anything about it for a while as I am in Asia, which is the most generic. I just loved that. That was such a good answer.
At one point, they said they were in the UK.
Asia is a wild, wild answer. This is like when people say they're in Europe. Yes. Mm-hmm. Except even more area to cover. I'm sorry. I will not be able to take care of this. I am in the world. It's great. So, yeah, really, really narrowed it down. Anyway, that's one of my favorite things. I really love that. I also think that they might just live in Asia, because remember the time where I went to the house?
And it was an empty house.
And it was just a completely empty house. And I was like, nobody lives here. And the
smoke detector.
The smoke detector alarm had been going off for like who knows how long, and I was like, there's no way that anybody lives here. Not a chance. Big glass door you can see in the house. There's nothing in there.
Well, like I said, the guy yesterday, despite getting, I don't know, something all underneath my sink when he did it, like, the sink is installed properly. It doesn't leak.
Love it.
He put caulking around it on the counter.
Yeah.
And it's clean.
Love
it's
it.
done well.
Oh my God.
It's the right stuff.
That was the problem that the other repair guy had.
He didn't. Yeah.
Remember when he caulked the shower?
Yeah, and I had to redo the shower.
And then Mal redid it herself. So, even though it all sounds insane, because it is, that we're like going down we're getting better people. We gotta be careful. If this new guy, if he brings someone out, they might remodel the house.
Tokanut says you aren't allowed to fix things. We aren't allowed to fix things and ask for them to be compensated. I did the shower myself with our money,
Yeah.
which I should not have to have done.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're allowed to fix it yourself.
I mean, we could not do, like, major repairs that would change the house.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we're not going to do the gutters because
That's dangerous. And that's going to be expensive for us to do.
as we've learned many times before, it's very scary. It's high up, which I love. Remember whenever the repair guy had to paint the shutters?
Yeah. He wanted to lean out the window and paint it.
And he was like,
And you were like, you can't.
I was like, you can't do that. He was like, very scary. And I was like, I can't help you. There's nothing I can help you. He wanted to lean out the window in my office. And I was like, there's stuff there. Like, I can't move all that. You just have to go. And he's like, okay, but it's very scary. And I was like, oh my God, I can't, this isn't my problem. If you are so afraid, then hire someone who does this instead of trying to do it yourself. 63 Phil says, aren't the gutters at eye level for Steven? In fairness, it is pretty terrifying.
It is really high up.
Because, like, we live on a hill, which means that the second floor gutters are really, really far off the ground. Like, if you fell off of that house, you would die.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, I might break a bone. Like, you would be dead, for sure. Which is why I have not...
Because it's essentially 3 floors up.
Yes.
Because of the hill. It's essentially... Yes. We don't have a basement. Our basement is a crawl space. But it is like big enough to be a basement.
It's like a 12-foot crawl space.
It is, yeah. It's a 12-foot crawl space. So it's essentially 3 floors up.
Yeah. So if you were standing and trying to get to some of the gutters, you're probably like 30 feet off the ground.
At least.
Yeah. But again, that's not my problem.
There's companies who do that sort of thing.
There are people that, like, this is
they're insured.
It's their career. Yeah. They're insured.
This is all they do.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fine. Speaking of 30 feet, we had 30 months from Brandon the Bike. Yeah. Anyway, hey, Mal, things are getting done, though.
Yep.
Just real slow.
Supposedly today they're gonna come look at the freezer.
Real slow. We had 510 bits from Anissa says, this is like the current issue I have with my HOA. They know all the roofs in the whole gated community need replacing, but that's expensive. So call us when the ceiling collapses so the insurance will cover it, as if I don't pay a fee to live here. Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Yep.
It's like our what was it? The
sink,
the faucet in the kitchen is really, really loose.
Yeah.
And whenever
I'm pretty sure that's just a screw that needs tightening, by the way.
But whenever the repair guy came the first time and was looking at stuff, and he was like, "It works," and we're like, "Yeah, but it does this," and he was like, "Call me when it's broken," and I'm like, "Oh my God, okay." We'll call you whenever it snaps off. There's water shooting into the air.
There was something that I pointed out to my dad when he was here last week or week before. And I was like, this house has foundational problems. And he's like, well, show me what you mean. And I'm showing him the signs. And he's like, these ones are, And then I showed him one of them. And he's like, this one is concerning. And I'm like, glad it's not our house. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. It's not our house, but we do live here.
Yeah.
So, you know, we need it to, like, be base level functional. Yeah. I do like this house.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that there's not problems. There's definitely problems, but like I do like this house. I do like living here.
But having lived here this long, I do not want to buy this house.
Oh Lord, no! Oh God, yeah. No! No. You live in a place for 2 years, you get to know everything wrong with it,
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, I wouldn't want to actually own this. Yeah. Swift says, how much consideration has there been to moving in recent months? Not a whole lot, because even though things are upsetting, moving is a nightmare. It's just a really, really expensive nightmare, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's expensive in a few ways. It's expensive to physically move all of the things. Mm-hmm. But then it's also expensive because it takes a long time to get set back up. Mm-hmm. And during that time, you're either not working or you're not working efficiently. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's things that I would change for sure, but I'm not actively looking to move because largely things are okay. Largely.
Yeah.
There's a few nitpick things, but it's not. It could be worse.
It could be worse.
It could absolutely be worse.
You have to weigh the problems.
Yeah. There's a hole in the ceiling, and that's fine. It's fine.
We'll see what happens.
The oven whistles.
Sometimes the microwave doesn't work.
About 50% of the time.
It's getting worse. It'll be my next email. It was very amusing to me. Do you guys remember how our garage door broke? The spring broke?
Yeah, turns out it's contagious.
Yeah. I was talking to our neighbors and theirs broke too.
We knew that there was a problem.
But like all the houses were built at the same time, so
When we were leaving one day, we looked at our neighbor's garage door and it was like crooked, and we were like, "Oh,
yeah.
uh-oh!" So they got that fixed.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, ours. We also just got ours fixed." They did only change one of the two springs. Yes.
Well, that's because I couldn't get confirmation if we should or not.
You did the right thing.
Yeah.
I think you did the right thing. Casper says, sounds like you live in a neighborhood of cheapo construction.
That's new builds.
Yeah. In fairness, that's in so many places. That's unfortunately just kind of like the norm now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the US way. USA! USA! But don't scream it too loud or the house will fall down. We got 43 months from Axel Sableye. And I guess we should wrap up because we're at like 10. Things to know.
I have a painting out. There's a spiderweb painting out.
It's true. The auction for that ends Tuesday. And you're gonna be
tomorrow
doing,
morning.
Yeah, something.
My stream. I'm going to plant herbs in containers. I went out yesterday and bought some herbs.
It's gonna be herb-tastic.
Yep.
Gonna put plants into from one thing to
Soil.
a different thing. Can't wait.
From little containers into big containers.
That'll be tomorrow.
And I have to plant 2 with seeds. 2 with seeds?
Oh. 2 with seeds.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on Mal's channel. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, join us back here for the continuation of Mario Kart World.
Has it really only been a week? It feels like it's been a month since we played.
I also feel like it's been a month. And I don't know why. But
is it because all the videos have been coming out and I see them and I'm like, man, it's been a while since we played.
Maybe that's it.
I don't know.
It also has been a long week.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I was doing Metroid Prime yesterday, I was like, it feels like it's been a long time since I played Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
But it had been 1 week. I'm really liking Metroid Prime.
I'm glad. You told me about it yesterday.
It's fun. It's really fun. I tried to assign buttons to the grip buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And that...
It went. Okay.
It went. It went. It's... Yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided on the buttons I want to use. I keep changing them, which is bad because you start to develop muscle memory. But then you change what the button does, and you're like, oh no!
That's how I am sometimes when I play a game. I'm like, oh, I don't like how the camera is. And I'll go flip it.
Yeah.
And then I start playing again, and I'm like, wait, but I got used to it a little bit. Which one is it, the one I like?
Armor Fox is playing it on the Switch too. Yeah. And that for those that don't know, that is kind of a neat thing, is that if you play Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, if you use the Pro Controller, it's got paddles, and the paddles save for the specific profile to the specific game. So if I play Prime again, it will remember
what you've programmed it to be.
Yeah, and if you were to play Prime,
It
you
wouldn't.
would. Yeah, it's separate. So
Okay.
it's neat. It also means that if you were playing like a multiplayer game, like Mario Party or something, that everyone would be able to play on their profiles, and you would change it to be whatever. So, yeah,
Neat.
it's neat.
Yeah.
It's neat. It's nice that you get that, functionality on the Switch 1 games too, if you really wanted to play a Switch 1 game. So glad to see Nintendo finally catch up to Steam Deck standards. Or even further back, if we go even further back in time to the Xbox controllers that have paddles. And those have more paddles. These only
Yeah.
have
One each.
one each, but
One each side.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, we're done.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for being here. Be sure to tune into Mouse Stream at
11.
11 a.m. tomorrow, and Mal will see you then for herb
Herb planting.
I guess I should clarify, because herb can mean like multiple things, I suppose.